I don't even know where to begin, man. I really don't. I really don't even know where to begin. I have absolutely no energy to talk about this show tonight. I have no desire to talk about anything WWE related because it is all complete fucking garbage. It really is. And it pains me that there are simpletons out there that refuse to accept the fact that this show is in fucking shambles. You know, I love Mustafa Ali, man. I think Ali is one of the most untapped talents on this entire show. And we all know why he's not being pushed. WWE sees Ali as somebody that they cannot make money off of. He's one of the best wrestlers in that entire company. He said something tonight that just resonated with me so much. And he said, he speaks a different language compared to everybody else, and that is the language of truth. That is a picture-perfect description of what we do here every single week, every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, every Saturday with OTS. I speak a different language compared to everybody else, the majority of the people on social media, and that is the language of truth. Folks, the road to WrestleMania sucks so far. We got a 47, 48, however old he is, Edge. The best thing about Edge right now is that my favorite band is his fucking theme music. Edge winning the Royal Rumble. I love Bianca Belair. I'm glad she won the Royal Rumble, even though I still would have went with Bayley. That's just me. But the Royal Rumble is in the rearview mirror. And now we got the Elimination Chamber to look forward to. WWE is going on and on and on about teasing. Who's Bianca gonna wrestle? Who's Edge gonna wrestle at WrestleMania, right? And we all assumed that WWE would be holding multiple Elimination Chamber matches because both of their decisions were going to come before the Chamber so that we can round out the WrestleMania card. If Edge chose Roman Reigns, then that means the WWE title will be defended at WrestleMania through the winner of the Elimination Chamber, which will take place on Raw. And if Bianca Belair chose Sasha Banks, that means the same thing for Asuka. It's pretty simple. It's not that difficult to book or produce or figure out, but lo and behold, WWE once again fucks things up. So I'm here to tell you exactly what you watched on the show tonight. WWE announced that the Elimination Chamber will see Drew McIntyre defend the WWE title against former WWE champions. How they got into the chamber, nobody knows. They're just randomly chosen, and none of it makes sense. Jeff Hardy. Guy's been feuding with Elias for about 7 months now, probably longer than that. He's in the chamber. What the fuck has he done to gain an opportunity at the WWE title? I'd love for one of these geeks to really fill me in on that one, because I don't fucking know. What about Randy Orton? Randy Orton's been looking at Alexa Bliss and burning fucking people on fire. What has he done to be inside the Elimination Chamber? AJ Styles is the only one that has some momentum, but AJ Styles has done nothing of note on Monday Night Raw. The Miz has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Why are you giving him an opportunity at the WWE title when he has an opportunity that he's been carrying around for the last 12 months? And then we got Sheamus. Of all people, folks. You know Sheamus, right? The guy that betrayed his friend of over 20 years for the WWE title, right? How dumb does Sheamus look that he betrayed his best friend last week with a bro kick because he wants the WWE title? Now, we all assumed that Drew McIntyre was going to defend the WWE title at the Elimination Chamber against Sheamus. And then WWE announces this stupidity tonight. And we get Sheamus in the Elimination Chamber anyway with 4 other guys and Drew McIntyre. So I would love to ask everybody watching me today, why exactly did Sheamus betray his best friend for the WWE title when he was going to be given a WWE title opportunity inside the chamber anyway? I guess to me it wouldn't matter if he's babyface or heel or if he betrayed Drew McIntyre or not. What sense does it make? It makes him seem like a fucking idiot. Then they go on to say, later on in the evening, Drew McIntyre was talking to Shane McMahon, who pretty much orchestrated this entire thing. Why he was there, I don't know. Drew McIntyre told Shane McMahon, well, listen, Shane, I was under the assumption that I was going to defend the title against Sheamus at the Elimination Chamber because I gave him the match. Nobody ran this one by me. And then Shane McMahon goes on to say, well, we needed something bigger. We needed something big at the Elimination Chamber. So not only does Sheamus betray his best friend that he didn't have to betray, but they're also kind of right under your nose telling everybody that Sheamus and Drew McIntyre is not good enough to main event the Elimination Chamber. So for everybody calling or asking for Drew McIntyre and Sheamus at WrestleMania, you can go fuck yourself. That's what WWE pretty much told you tonight. If it's not good enough to main event the Elimination Chamber, then why the fuck are we talking about it main eventing WrestleMania? Oh my God, man. These people are fucking mental, man. They are absolutely mind-numbing. Fucking stupid. So, we got the WWE title being defended. Now, I ask you a follow-up question. If Drew McIntyre wins the Elimination Chamber and retains the title, who exactly is he going to defend the WWE title against at WrestleMania? Is it going to be Edge? Is it going to be somebody else? Now, what if he loses? Who is the new champion going to defend the WWE title against at WrestleMania? And in both situations, how is that opponent going to be decided upon? At Fastlane? At Fastlane. 2 weeks before WrestleMania. You know that pay-per-view that you fucking added out of nowhere for absolutely no reason 2 weeks before WrestleMania on April 10 and April 11 at Raymond James Stadium. 2 weeks before WrestleMania. A nonsensical, irrelevant, unimportant, I don't need this show 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Is that how it's going to be decided? I don't get WWE's logic here. I really don't. So what WWE showed you tonight and what they told you without actually saying it, because they want to hype it up and make it really feel like a big deal, instead of actually going and having some fun with it and really making the chamber feel like, holy shit, it's absolutely an integral part of the road to WrestleMania, they're just using it as a multi-man match for the WWE title, which at the end of it will mean absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter if Drew wins or if Drew loses. The WWE Championship is not going to be decided at WrestleMania through the chamber. It's going to be decided through Fastlane. So by WWE standards, Fastlane is more important than the Elimination Chamber. And I fucking hate that. In one big fuck you, WWE made the Elimination Chamber irrelevant, unimportant, and what WWE did tonight, folks, more so than any time else so far on the road to WrestleMania, and I know there'll be some geek in the chat, oh, but it's story, man. You gotta be patient, man. Patient, man. What they did tonight is show you that they have not one fucking clue as to what they want to do for WrestleMania. They have no idea who Bianca's going to wrestle. They have no idea who Edge is going to wrestle. They have no idea about anything. Because if they did, then their plans should have been solidified and stories should be building through Elimination Chamber and through Fastlane into WrestleMania. But no, we got the show we got tonight. This is why I get so upset, folks. This is why a lot of people don't like to listen to what I have to say because it fucking hurts them. I take their fantasy world and I take it in the palm of my hand and I fucking crush it like Thanos. They can't stand that. Man, this guy's right. Fuck him, but he's right. So I'm going to take a clip from his show, 10-second clip, and make fun of him and then boost my analytics on Twitter because I can't survive on social media if I'm not making fun of JD. How does any of this sit well with you guys? And this is the best part of all. This is the part that I don't get. Instead of booking the way that they should, right out of the Royal Rumble, WWE should have already had plans. As soon as that Rumble started at 7 p.m. on the 31st of January, they should have had every single fucking plan in place for what they wanted to do for the Elimination Chamber. I don't get how any of this sits well with you guys. Instead of making the fucking thing feel important, they want to pick at random who's in it. Oh, yeah, it's 5X WWE champions. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit who's in there? I don't give a fuck how many times they were WWE champion. What have they done to get there? What have they accomplished to get there? Nothing. WWE instead, they want to book nonsensically instead of taking who they want in the chamber and over the next 3 weeks, which is fucking so difficult for Bruce Pritchard to do. So difficult for Vince McMahon to do. Take 2 matches a week, and space them out over 3 weeks of television to give the shows, hey man, I gotta watch this week's Raw because I want to see who grabs the 3rd spot in the Elimination Chamber, or I want to see who grabs the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot in the Elimination Chamber. Instead of giving us qualifying matches, not only to give everybody involved a reason to be there, but it also gives Monday Night Raw a sense of urgency, a reason to watch. It makes the show fucking important. You, at the 8 o'clock hour, announced everybody who's gonna be inside the Elimination Chamber. By 8:10, we had the main event for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And then by 9 o'clock, none of it meant a fucking thing. You thought that putting everybody in one-on-one matches that's in the Elimination Chamber on tonight's show was the way to go. What difference does it make? What are they fighting for? They're already in the fucking chamber. So who gives a shit who wins and loses? They're already in there. Folks, I am so sick of people taking what I say and mincing it up into their own narrative. There is absolutely no fucking way that anybody could sit here and not agree with any word that I just said. The Elimination Chamber is irrelevant. It is unimportant, and the road to WrestleMania is absolutely one that doesn't make sense. Not one. They don't know who Edge is wrestling. They don't know who Bianca Belair is wrestling. And a lot of people are going to think, oh, it's story. No, it's not story. It's WWE prolonging the fact that they don't have one iota of a clue. I don't even know why we have an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Why? Because it's a long-standing staple on WWE pay-per-view? Just like everything else. Just like the Survivor Series, just like the King of the Ring, just like the fucking Money in the Bank, and everything else, gimmick-wise, that's come along in WWE. You have fucking ruined the importance of everything. So why the fuck should we care about what you do when you yourself show us that you don't give a shit about the importance of anything building to your biggest show of the year?